Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel again. If you're here for the very first time, I would like to welcome you and I would like to encourage you to subscribe, to like the video, to share the video. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to welcome you again and I want to tell you that I always appreciate your support. Please don't forget to continue sharing the videos in case someone, might gain from it. Okay. So today I would like us to talk about fitness and nutrition while you are pregnant. Okay. Because it's very two important topics that are important when you're pregnant as it is when you're not pregnant. And I was honestly, motivated to do this video because it's one topic that is very controversial, especially in our culture, because the very first thing that happens when you are told that you're pregnant, most people, especially the elderly, will tell you two things. You must stop exercising. If you were exercising, you expected that now for 9 months you are going to be sitting and doing nothing, and you are told to eat for two. All right, and I'm here to tell you that both those things are myths. It's actually very important that you continue exercising when you are pregnant, and we are going to talk about the benefits of actually exercising when you're pregnant and eating right. So it's not eating for two, you are actually eating for you. All right, what's important is that you eat nutritious food. Okay. In our last video, I spoke about the power of working on yourself and how I've really transformed in my wellness journey in terms of understanding about nutrition, wellness. And I want to emphasize, guys, that it's important that we get it in our heads that in nutrition is not just about weight loss, because I think that's where most people lose it. It's not just about weight loss, it's actually about your general wellness. That's where it begins. And you eating well will actually give you the byproduct, which is your weight goals. It can be weight gain, muscle gain, whatever it is. But what's important is that we need to know that we eat to nourish our bodies. Okay. Once we get to understand that, I think it then becomes quite easy to understand like why it's even important to eat nutritiously for your pregnancy. Okay. If you haven't watched the previous videos to understand how we've come this far, I encourage you to go listen, guys, because then you're going to understand how you can transform and then also be encouraged to have your own journey. Okay. So I used to have, like, my biggest fear was always that, because I know I've got a fat gene, all right, I know I'm prone to gaining weight easily. My biggest fear has always been that when I'm pregnant, I'm just going to become the biggest whale ever. I'll go back to what I was, and it was a mental fear. So what my current coach, remember in my last video, I talked about my journey last year was about strength training. I got to understand about eating for your different body goals, but also to eat really well to be able to make the calorie count that you need to maintain your bodily functions. So we had started this conversation with my trainer last year already, because of course the long-term plan was always that once I get married, we're going to start a family normally and stuff like that. So I voiced those fears to him to say, you know what, I feel like I've come full circle, and but I don't know how I will be when I'm pregnant. I guess it's also from listening to people that say, you're gonna gain weight, it's understandable. And I was like, you know what, I'm already thinking postpartum, and then what was important is he told me that two things. One, it's a myth that you need to stop. He doesn't understand why people need to stop exercise, because it's actually very important. It's required for you to continue exercising. Okay. And also, there's no thing called eating for two here. You actually eat for you. And we have 3 trimesters. In your first trimester, you actually eat like you've been eating before you fell pregnant. There's nothing that you need to change in terms of your eating, okay? Provided, of course, that you are already eating healthy, all right? And then it's usually the second and third trimester where you just need to add a little more calories, especially third trimester, because the growth spurt of the child is that much substantive. So in your second trimester, you will just need to eat about 350 calories, a bit more than what you used to pre-pregnancy, which is more like a snack. And then in your third trimester, you can just eat like 500 calories, okay, more, which is like, just a little bit more than a snack. So there is nothing that is about eating for two, and then you can train until, so you can continue with your strength training. But what I would advise is that it's nicer to do it under guidance of an experienced and certified instructor rather than doing it on your own, because tendency is you might overdo it. So that is one advice I'd give people, that you need to find a trainer. If you were not using a trainer before, just find yourself a trainer. That's one investment I would say give yourself. Otherwise, there's no stopping until around about 7 months, 7.5. It depends per person. Where all you can do is walk and do water aerobics, and then you just make sure you eat well. All right. So I think that gave me more ease to say, okay, this is doable. Okay. So one advantage for me first was that I then, of course, was on a peak in terms of training and in terms of eating. I was already understanding, what you need to eat to be able to get your body in a physical, right physique, right? So for me, the biggest plus is that I fell pregnant while I was on my peak training, right? And already, I think the nicest part for me is I felt that I had come full circle in terms of understanding to eat nutritiously to nourish the body. Okay, instead of the first person I was, where I was like, it's all about just eating less, not eating smarter. Okay, so let's get on to the benefits of exercise. Firstly, what happens is, of course, as you progress in the phases of your trimesters, the exercise intensity changes. Okay, I get a lot of people will say, stop this exercise, do this. They expect you to stay for 9 months. Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for me, I was at a point where my personal development, I was already vibrating at a high frequency, that I understood I had done enough research in terms of the benefits, that I was not about to stop. That is one thing I had told myself, unless, of course, I then will have complications. But I had told myself. So what happens is, as you grow into the phases, First trimester, nothing much changes in terms of your training. Then you maximize on your high intensity training, unless of course you are very, very, very sick in your first trimester. I was very fortunate. I had no morning sickness at all, no fatigue, and I was at my top in terms of nutrition. So even when I met my OBG, she was really, really impressed with the level of fitness I was in terms of my understanding of nutrition. And she said that the one thing that you need to make sure in pregnancy, and for which she is also very strict, is to make sure that we don't gain unnecessary weight gain. I emphasize unnecessary because by default, guys, you are going to gain weight in pregnancy. So abantu should not make you feel like if you're gaining, you are doing anything wrong. You are going to gain, all right? But the whole journey or aim is that you just gain the weight you need to gain, which is called the baby weight. But there's also an excess, so it's all about managing that weight gain, all right? Because what happens is if you gain too much, you are likely to have complications towards the end of your pregnancy. You have what we call gestational diabetes. Other people have high blood pressure. So it then means you must be hospitalized. Sometimes you have to have preterm birth. So there's a lot of complications that are caused by weight gain. So my journey during this pregnancy is to manage the weight gain. Okay, so that's the first benefit of you exercising during pregnancy, if you can, is to manage your weight gain. Okay, to make sure that you are within. And I'm glad to say, so far I am on point. I'm on point in terms of the weight gain, which I'm very, very happy about, because I'm making sure that I eat what I need to eat. So the first benefit of exercise is that you are going to, at least it helps you to manage the weight gain. Two, what it helps you with is that it helps you to promote muscle tone and keep your heart strong and your blood vessels strong. Because what happens when you're pregnant is that there's a lot of blood volume. There's a lot of blood volume that is pumped into your body because now there's a second person that needs to be fed and needs to stay healthy. Okay, so it promotes muscle tone, it promotes your strength and of the heart and your blood vessels. Remember, guys, there is life after pregnancy. So we need to think long-term all the time with life. So it's also going to help you postpartum. Your recovery after you give birth is also going to help, it's going to be quicker, and it's also going to be easier if you are able to stay the fitness. So first trimester, there's nothing much that changes in terms of your fitness. So, but as you progress into your second trimester, the first thing you drop high intensity training, and then you continue with your strength training. But remember now, your training is not for weight loss. It's just to help you, firstly, that your muscles keep moving. Otherwise, then you're going to have, stiff joints. So it promotes that blood flow, but also it also helps you for giving birth. Okay, have the strength, you do exercises that open up your pelvis, keep your legs strong, keep your arms strong, and of course keep the blood pumping. Okay, and it's also going to help you for muscle maintenance after postpartum. All right, so it's people will think that you're exercising just for for weight loss. No, guys, it's not about weight loss. It's about maintaining a healthy weight gain, but also helping you for giving birth. And then it also helps you to regulate your energy levels. Guys, it helps. And also prolongs your fatigue, that at least you will get like very, very, very tired towards the end of your pregnancy. Okay, regulates mood disorders and also keeps your energy levels very much. So it also helps you to sleep better. So it's really, really beneficial. I would really advise that you do exercise. Of course, the intensity changes, like I said, because one of the things that my coach said was what you're going to see happen is what was easier before you fell pregnant in terms of exercise will start getting tougher. It's going to start feeling like it's a lot. It's exhausting. And of course, we've dropped the hour to 45 minutes per session. I still do 3 or 4 times strength sessions. And then I also do cardio, the walking and stuff like that. But it then starts getting a lot, all right? And but it's nice to see that transition. And but when you have a certified and experienced coach, they know what exercises to make you do and the intensities. And of course, I love the accountability part of it. I've said it in the previous videos, because there are days that you are going to not feel like doing it, not because you're sick, but it's laziness. But once you are accountable to somebody else, then you have no excuses, guys. All right. So those are the benefits, like the major benefits of exercise during your pregnancy. All right. And so now I'm going to talk about nutrition. All right. And I'm going to share like what I eat on a daily basis. Remember, we don't eat for two, we actually eat for you. Right. What's very important is that you need to eat nutritious food. It's all about the nutritional level, all right, and the important minerals and vitamins that need to be part of your eating, so that you make sure that your baby is growing well. And of course, it helps to maintain your energy levels quite well. What was nice is by the time, like I said, by the time I fell pregnant, nutrition, I was tops, guys. I think that's why for me, this whole journey is so gracious. It's the fact that for me, I've come full circle in terms of understanding. I'm just implementing now what I've known, all right? And I'm glad to see the, what do you call this? I'm glad to see all the things that I was told happening, and of course, having to manage my weight beautifully with nutrition, and of course with the exercise. Okay. So what's in one of the important minerals and macros that's important is protein. You need to have a lot of protein. Okay. Apart from folic acid, your iron and whatever, and it's important to hydrate. And luckily I was on point already. I was used to hydrating, and I was used to at least that protein, because remember in the past video I said protein used to be an issue for me, but I had found a balance, a beautiful balance. Okay, so like I said, I've been fortunate, I've been sick, and I haven't gotten too fatigued. Okay, and I also believe it's the full circle in the nutrition. Okay, and also the hydration. Another thing about fitness is that it helps to regulate your constipation, back aches, bloating, and of course swelling. That will happen as well. Because your muscles, as you progress, to help with the growing of the baby. Your muscles get to relax a lot, and even your digestive system gets to be slower than it used to be, simply because the nutrient, it needs to take time for your that the food to go into your digestive system and come out, because nutrients need to be absorbed by the baby. All right. So if you hydrate and you exercise, and of course you eat well, with fiber, then at least the constipation is not that much of a problem. All right. So Mnage, I told you one of the reasons I loved I joined Herbalife was because they helped me in making up the calories that I need to eat, because I was very prone to under eating before, and I never used to eat enough protein. And if Bendy expect her to eat the protein only from solid food, I will never make those calories. So these help me. So on a daily basis, like I will have my shake, right? Shake is food, guys. I know a lot of people say Uti shake, it's as if they think you only have it for weight loss. It's food for nutrition, guys. So it's either I have this shake, the sports shake, especially if I have a morning session with my with my coach, or I will have the Formula One shake mix. They are full of they have 24 vitamins and minerals, and they're high in protein, and they're also high in what do you call this? They also have fiber. All right. But what's more important is that they are low in calories. So you know that you are not buggering up your weight management, but what's important is the nutritional level. Okay, and then I add the protein drink mix to my shakes. All right, it's either I do the protein drink mix or ePro 20 Select. I interchange. They both do the same. They boost your protein intake. It's just that this one has no artificial flavorings and is dairy free, so it's suitable for vegans as well. I'm not a vegan, but I love the vegan lifestyle, you know. So it's dairy free. Nalena is dairy free, the vanilla cream. All right, and then this one just makes the thingy shake thicker. And then I would add my multi-fiber. Remember I said you're more prone to constipation when you're pregnant, so I make sure that I have my fiber. And then I will have my tea, 1 cup of tea. Caffeine, there's nothing wrong with caffeine, guys. You just need to maintain the level at which you have. So I always advise people, listen to what your OBG tells you, right? Don't listen to everything else that you're being told. Just ask your obstetrician, you know, what you need to eat. Otherwise, the caffeine, there's nothing wrong with it. And abanye abantu opt to not have it at all. I really love my Herbalife tea with aloe. Okay, the aloe helps with soothing the digestion. So I have it in my water, and I also have it in my tea. So that would be my breakfast. And I usually add some veggies or fruit. I love the berries because they are low in calories. They have lots of antioxidants, and they're also high in fiber. Or sometimes you can add like spinach or kale or whatever it is. That's another way of just making sure you are eating your veggies. Okay. And then on a daily basis, I will have like what I call Herbal Lifeline. These are now the prenatal vitamins. I was having these guys before my pregnancy. Okay, I was making sure that all my vitamins I take. As a result, I didn't have to take extra. That's what my obstetrician said. I'm already at the level at which I should. I didn't have to take an extra, because our shakes also have folic acid, which is also important. And I have folic acid in my veggies, and I also we have a supplement called Ignite Works. I'm just waiting for my order, Yayo. which is also high in folic acid. So that is very, very important in the regeneration of your cells of the baby and for the brain function. This one is omega-3, it's healthy fats, which you need, but it's also good for healthy skin, healthy nails. My nails are growing so strong. Also because there's lots of blood pumping into my body, right? So your hair and your nails grow like at a high speed. Okay, and then I also have a cell activator. Cell activator is very good. It's B vitamins, which you need for maximum energy production, but also making sure that the food I'm eating is also transported to every cellular cell in your body. Okay, it's also good with 4E iron as well. So if you're anemic, then you can take it as well. And then I take a Rose Guard. It's an immune booster, but it's also an antioxidant, one of the world's best antioxidants. So these I will take like in the morning, and I'm set for my breakfast. I make sure I hydrate. I drink about, I always make sure 3.5 to 4 liters a day. And then of hydration. And then the rest of the day, I make sure I eat smart. I'll have my snacks, which is usually fruit and yogurt. Then we have snacks within Herbalife. And then I will have, so I make sure I eat small meals. I mustn't eat like big meals, otherwise it just clogs up my system. So the smaller meals are nicer for me, small snacks. And then I make sure for supper I'll have like, your veggies, and I have complex carbohydrates. So far I haven't had crazy cravings. I just eat normal. Haven't reached a point where I'm so hungry all the time. And so I guess this nutrition thing helps. And then just to add, I also, when I gym, I use ECR7 drives. Very, very good. It's got electrolytes and carbs. Okay. It makes sure, because right now, yes, I sweat during gym just generally, but I sweat even more now quite early. And I make sure hydration is at a high point, and also the minerals that I lost are taken back. Very good, very, very good. And then if I'm not exercising, but it's a hot day where I just feel, because one of the things that you get to experience, and I've started experiencing that, hot flashes, then, just to stay hydrated, I pour what you call a hydrate, Herbalife 24 hydrate, into my water, just to make sure the sweating is taken care of, because now it's got vitamin C and electrolytes. I don't do it every day, but on days where I feel it's very, very hot, and I'm either up and down, or I just feel too sweaty. Okay. Otherwise, yes, that's my nutrition. And I promise you, it keeps your energy levels okay. And of course, you're gonna manage your weight nicely. So I hope you've learned something. But my biggest emphasis was on the fact that nutrition and exercise is as important while you're pregnant, and just as much as when you're not. This thing of us thinking that we just need to sit for 9 months, nope, 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 nope. Unless, of course, guys, you're one of those risky pregnancy people, then of course, if the doctor says that you should stay away from exercise, then of course it's understandable in that sense. But most of us don't really, and those people who've experienced a lot of morning sickness, where they lose a lot and they can't eat, I'll find that a lot of people get helped by just having to drink shake, because that's the only thing that you can stomach. Just know that you can just drink shake, and whatever else can come in, right? So that you don't lose too much liquid and your weight. All right. So I hope someone has learned something. And if you on Instagram and on Facebook, I've started sharing the types of exercises that you can do while you're pregnant, because we do reels. My coach and I do reels just to share the types of exercises you can do and why they are important. Okay, so you can tune on to my Instagram, Vuvs Kokweni, one word, or Facebook, Vuvs Kokweni, 2 words, and you will find I've started posting the reels and the videos, just to show the different exercises that you can do. And because even if you are not exercising before, even if you are not exercising before you fell pregnant, it's recommended that you start exercising when you are pregnant. Of course, you're going to start gradually, but you need to, guys. So I'm all about changing this trend. And so, yeah, I'll share more tips as we progress. Thank you so much. Otherwise, don't forget to share the video for those that would probably gain. And let's continue. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And until next time, thank you.